Check, 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 check. That's a little on that. Yeah, we're good there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bill Taylor here. That's a little on. Mic check, 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 check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, okay. Hey, Mike, what's going on? By 1 mile. That's pretty close. Hey, Lise, it is really coming down. That's why I'm hopping on a little on the early side. Yes, it rattled things a bit. I was like, wow. It did? ECs, you yelped? That lightning? Not so much the lightning, but the thunder, yeah. Oh yeah, no, I was upstairs. I had some folks up here for a meeting, and we were in the second floor conference room, and I mean, it woke us up. I mean, it was like, whoa, that was pretty strong. Bill Taylor here, Ken's 5 Digital Center. Just talking about the thunderclap that just occurred here at Ken's 5. It rattled the windows. I mean, it was like a real, like, whoa, jolt. I mean, that lightning bolt had to have been right on top of us. We've got some very heavy rain. It was that first pocket that you see moving up pretty much the Bexar County, Medina County line. So this is heading, I wish it was, if it could just be a couple miles, and I'm talking about maybe, you know, inside of 10 miles west, and this would be going right over Medina Lake. And that would be such a blessing. Instead, it's heading to Bernie. So if you're in Bernie, you're gonna get some pretty heavy rain here in about 15 minutes. But I would say this, it's beginning to cycle down. The thunderstorm that's stronger and still building is off to the south. And you can see it's right over Devine, heading up towards Castroville now. It's about to cross Highway 90. And that's also going to be moving through far west San Antonio. So let me get in here a little bit tighter, and you can see what I'm talking about. I'm just going to go over the last hour. So we're looking at pretty much the only action on the radar screen right now. San Antonio has really seen nothing all day, except the cloud cover and the dark skies in the western view, because all the rain was west of us today. Moving north and through the hill country, caused some early morning flooding. The Nueces River was the one to watch today. It's cresting tonight. That's the good news. But the story tonight is what we've got across western Bexar County. Nothing severe with what you're looking at, but boy, close. And that's why I was going to check while I've got y'all here. I keep an eye on the National Weather Service channel, which pea-size hail at Atascosa is one report coming in. So let's take a look at our hail tracker and what we might be seeing on there. Get back to Facebook. Hi, Christina. Highway 290 or Highway 90 to 11. Yeah, heavy, strong winds too, right? So we'll get into precip, but here we go. Let's take a look at the hail tracker and see what size hail this thunderstorm could be producing. Atascosa, some pea-size hail there. Oh yeah, look at that. That's some good little hail right there. That one little shot of blue. Okay, that's a good little hailstone near Lytle. So the purple's going to be maybe pea size at the most, and then or you know, pea to marble. And then when you see that little flash of blue right there, and that's the Atascosa hail, that was probably marble size. You know, I wouldn't say much larger than that, but maybe a couple of golf ball size hailstones made it through. I thought you said it wasn't coming into Bexar County. Hi, John. Well, I didn't think it was, to be honest with you. I thought it was really all going to stay west and that most of the batch was trending up that way. And this just erupted. I mean, it was just over the last 2 hours that we watched this develop and then move right up into Bexar County. So it started as a little thunderstorm near Tilden and then got its act together. Caught a real good pocket of instability in Medina County, Bexar County, and is now coming up on Castroville. Right over Lacoste. Axel, my man, love you, brother. Good to see you. So glad you're on. So glad you're on. What's happening? Brian had a good downpour. Hondo, yeah, it's probably going to stay to your east. You're going to get some rain, it looks like, but it's not going to be the heaviest rain, which is now over Lacoste and moving into Castroville. Some small hail, winds probably right around 30, 40 mile per hour wind gusts in some of these. Oh, there it is. Okay. Annie got home just in time. Good to see you, Annie. So glad you're safe and you're home. God bless you. Good to see you. Why does rain always miss us? Drew, where are you? Hey, Greg. Nothing in Alamo Heights, Richard. No, it'll stay west of Alamo Heights. You might get a rogue lightning strike, and you can see those, by the way. Take a look right here. Okay, right in here. Watch what happens. See how there's some lightning bolts. Look at that. Look at the lightning bolt right here. I always like to point this out because of the fact that you can always see that lightning bolt right there? It's not raining. That bolt is so far removed from the storm. And that just goes to show you when thunder roars, get indoors. If you hear thunder, lightning can strike where you're standing. That's a true story. Miles away from where the rain's falling, lightning can strike. Lightning doesn't need rain. That's lightning only happens when it's raining is not true. I mean, you can have a thunderstorm producing the bulk of the lightning, but then you have these stray bolts that are traveling cloud to cloud, and it comes cloud to ground, and that can be a very dangerous situation because you get your guard down. You might hear thunder in the distance, but I'm not getting any rain. We're good. Okay? Yeah, really? So again, when thunder roars, get indoors. That's the rule. If you can hear thunder, lightning can strike where you're standing. Lightning has struck 20 miles away from a thunderstorm. That far away, it's happened. Because remember, there's already electricity going on in those clouds without rain, without a thunderstorm. There's already electricity, okay? And so when that electrical charge gets cooking and we get a strike channel, that's when we get, of course, lightning. This is not updating now, see? Hold on there, one sec. Tommy, Leon Valley. Yeah, you're definitely going to see some of this heavy rain here. I think the bulk of it's going to be just to your west. I'm really looking at far west San Antonio, Castroville, so from 1604 and 90 west into Castroville is going to be the spot for this thunderstorm that's heading in. Whenever you're seeing that, that's what's helping produce that hail. Whenever you see that tremendous amount of lightning, that big grouping like that, that's an indication of very strong updraft. There's a good feed of a big inhale, if you will, of that warm, moist air. And so that thunderstorm is building, and that updraft is really strong. And so as it taps into colder air aloft is when you start creating and making some of the hailstones. Alamo Ranch is, oh yeah, I bet, Iris, absolutely. Dry, Ellie, rest of the week is looking dry. We should be done with rain after tonight for at least a few days. We could see something on Friday because we've got I'll show it while we're here tonight. We've got a tropical system, I'll call it. Right now it's what we call an invest. In other words, the National Hurricane Center is keeping an eye on it. They tagged a certain area of the northern Gulf for development over the next 3 to 5 days. About a 40% chance right now that we see Tropical Storm Dexter by, say, Friday, Saturday. We, of course, are going to watch that closely, but the good news is that most of the models are taking a good right turn on this system into Louisiana, southeast Texas at the most, that it's not expected to move much farther west than that. So right now, I'm putting in a 20% chance in for Friday. Some of that moisture could slide this far west, especially if it's going into southeast Texas. It might not even be a tropical storm. It's, again, 40% probability. Since we're talking about it, let's go. But if one thing's for sure, it's going to be a huge pool of Gulf moisture available for rainfall in Texas. That's for sure. And so I'm going to show you that. Excuse me, this is the area. The center of the low pressure area is over northern Florida. We don't have closed circulation, or we'd have a tropical storm, or at least a depression. But with it over land, we're not expecting much strengthening in the short term. But once this system gets out over the northeastern Gulf, now you're tapping into the warm, deep waters of the Gulf. Northern is not as bad. Central is deeper and warmer. But when you're in the northern Gulf, you're closer to land. There's going to be more shallow water. There's going to be a little bit of friction working against this storm developing. So, you know, when we say 40% of a named storm, we're not expecting a hurricane, okay? Of course, it's possible. I can't say a 0% chance on it becoming a hurricane, but right now, 40% chance that it gets a name, okay? And the name would be Dexter. So let me show you the specifics. Again, it's specifically called Tropical Wave Invest 93L, for those of you playing the home game. West movement at 10 miles an hour. Winds are sustained at 30 miles per hour, so there could be some higher gusts. But that's what we're getting in the thunderstorm in West Bexar County right now. So that is really not too bad. The pressure, this is something interesting to watch. It's given to you in millibars here, 10, 12. Standard barometric pressure on the planet Earth, 10, 13. So it's really not that low, okay? But if it drops to 1,000, once you start seeing 900, now we've got a really good storm on our hands. And that's typically what's going to become a hurricane. So that's the way to use that pressure number. The weight of the air in the system is what you're looking at with barometric pressure. But we're measuring it in millibars. You can also do it in inches of mercury, which is the equivalent of 1013 is 29.92. Again, that's the standard on the planet Earth. But like I said, dropping to 10, 12, I mean, this is not a big storm yet at all. This is just an area of low pressure that we're going to have to watch closely. Speaking of watching closely, future radar. You know, this has been something that we've been watching very closely. And obviously, this storm or the model does not have its bearings on what is happening currently, at least not the HRRR. So let's take a look at the other models and see if it's got a handle on what's happening right now with the thunderstorm in West Bexar County. All right, this is a little bit closer. The NAM has some activity down in Carrizo Springs, so at least it's got something on the radar, right? So that means it's a little bit closer to reality. And now one other model I like to look at is the graph, also not picking this up. So moving forward, it doesn't have anything into Wednesday. We're really heading into a good drying trend, and that's what, and see, so this model is doing the best job. That's what we're looking at here. Of course, it materialized earlier and right over San Antonio. But yeah, moving forward, I would say that it's going to be a dry Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday's still kind of up in the air, mainly because of this tropical system. I mean, you know, how far west it gets, what we kind of see with a I'll call it a landfall, even though it's not a named storm yet. But it's still, the models that I'm looking at earlier, we're turning a lot of this moisture and a lot of the rain bands into Louisiana or southeast Texas. Denise, what's going on? Loving the sound of thunder, right? Oh, absolutely. Storming in Lytle. Yeah, Lytle is getting hammered. This is very heavy rain for Divine, now up into Castroville. So for those of you in Castroville, it's going to hit. Kyler Jones, what's happening? Hey, Dolores, just got rain at SeaWorld. Not complaining. Yep, I hear you. West Bexar County could definitely use some rainfall. What I like that I'm seeing, I just hope this holds together, because you know what I'm seeing too? Two things. This is beginning to cycle down a little bit. You can tell by how much lightning cluster there is or there isn't. Like if you're seeing a decrease in the amount of lightning strikes, it's definitely cycling down, weakening. And these things weaken just as fast as they build. That's the thing with these tropical thunderstorms. And the other part this is the trend I like also, that instead of building or going severe, but also that it's trending a little more west, which means, you know, Hondo's going to get some heavier rain, but then also Medina Lake. Let's get this rain right on top of Medina Lake, please. Rockport, what's up, Maria? Good to see you. Not really. I mean, some coastal showers, but nothing significant. Nothing significant. Hi, Vanessa. Let's go. Helotus in the house. Big H-Town. Okay, we're getting some flood watch info now until 2 a.m. Okay. So that's just been extended. Edwards, Llano, Kinney, Real, Medina, Gillespie, Kerr, Uvalde, Kendall, Bandera. So not Bexar County, Burnett, and Blanco. Wait a minute. (8:42), Tuesday the 15th. Flood watch will expire at 9 this evening. Okay, so that's good news. But what I just read you, there's a new flood watch in effect. Will expire at 9. But then this flood watch now in effect until 2 a.m. So this will be the new flood watch that is Bandera, Edwards, Gillespie, Kendall, Kerr, Kinney, Llano, Medina, Real, and Uvalde. So it's close to the same spot. Okay, we're seeing this area of rain expand, but really focusing more towards, it looks like it's really going to be heading more towards Medina Lake. That'll be a blessing. Because these are good rainfall rates. Let's take a look at that and see what we've got on rainfall rates. Because remember, tropical rains are going to just produce some really high rainfall rates. So in this purple right here, not too bad, just about 2 inches per hour. Yeah, just under 2 inches an hour. Because, you know, some of the tropical rains that caused the July 4th flooding, that caused the flooding this morning, back to June 12th for the Beidle Creek flooding, all like 3 to 4 inches per hour. In fact, when we're giving you these rainfall rates, remember that we're looking at a computer program using algorithms. The difference on June 12th on the Beidle Creek flooding, that night between 3 and 4 a.m., San Antonio International registered 3.98 in the gauge in that hour. 3 to 4 a.m. that morning was 3.98, 4 inches of rain in 1 hour in the gauge. That's a 1 hour record for San Antonio. And so that's empirical. I mean, we measured that in a gauge. It's not using algorithms in a computer, you know, program to estimate. That's actual data. Empirical. So, empirical. So, yeah. Anyway. Okay, so new flood watch until 2 a.m. now. So, let's take a look at what pretty much these counties. Okay, now we've got also a flood advisory on what we've seen across this area. You can see that there in the green. This is an urban and small stream advisory. So, this is I like to call this the infant of the flood advisories, and it's in effect until 11 p.m. At Atascosa, Bear, Frio, Medina. You can see not necessarily a polygon, but an area in green. And up to 2 inches expected across that impact area. Again, urban and small stream. It's not a flood warning. It's not flooding, because that's what a flood warning means. But with this comes this urban and small stream advisory, rising waters, especially, 90 at Leon Creek. I mean, come on, that's going to be underwater. I mean, there's all the suspect spots, downtown and I-35, probably not going to be a big issue because it's not raining there. But I just use as an example of the usual suspects, if you will. Great movie, by the way. Kaiser Sosa. Help me out. Oh, where's Luke? We don't have David Lynch here, so you're going to have to be my movie expert right now.
Oh, gosh.
Usual Suspects, Kevin Spacey. Did you see it? No? Okay. I think his name was Kaiser Sosa. Help me out, somebody. Because I know somebody out there saw it. It's a classic. Usual Suspects. Write it down. What was the one I gave you last night? You didn't see.
Wilson one.
Oh, Drill Bit Taylor.
Yeah.
It's such a fun, goofy movie. You got to see that one, man. You'll howl.
Yeah, I already put it in my notes.
Dude,
so.
Put that at the top. Okay. Usual Suspects is kind of a thriller with a fantastic ending, like a big left hook ending.
What was it? The
Usual Suspects. That's a good one. Beverly, you're welcome. Still lightning thundering like crazy. Southwest High School hasn't poured down and rained for about 5 minutes, but then the lightning thunder, I can barely hear my TV outside. Wow. Wicked, it's loud. Stop thundering. It just keeps like a rumbling. Yeah. Wow. Hey, Tara. Elrod, what's going on? Love you guys. Elrod Eagles, always. Kaiser Sosa, thank you, Shay. Thank you, Jeffrey. David invented. That's good. I like that one. Invented a new word, plagiarism. Yeah, this storm is definitely cycling down fast, which is great news. It's still going to be very heavy rain for Castroville, but I'm hoping it holds together for a good inch of rain for Medina Lake. You know, that would be really nice. Medina Lake's right there where you see Lake Hills, and it's heading that way, but it's cycling down. Hondo, you're going to now get an isolated thunderstorm right now. Hey, James. Divine is starting to dry out. Divine's got rain continuing, but Eva, it's looking like you'll be seeing that rain end in the next 15 to 20 minutes. Urban and Small Stream, Elm Creek, right here at Robert Glenn and Edwards Road. I live on the creek. Oh, wow. Been flooded many times, 64. Thank you for this, Beverly. River Authority and Bear Public Works not come out here and clean the creek. So see, that's really a shame. Write your city council member. Write your local state representative. That is the biggest issue. Is not the biggest. I mean, rain and the way it comes down here. But we've got to get better at being out ahead of this. We've got to get better at getting drainage areas clean so they can do what they're supposed to do, and that's get this water out of our way. If they're all clogged with debris and litter, we can't get the water out. And that's one of the biggest contributors, one of the biggest. I mean, again, number one is the rain and the rate at which it falls around here, especially tropical rains like these. But boy, we could really help the situation with the flooding here if we would just clean out these drainage areas, if we would keep that a priority, just to see what happened at Bido Creek. Gosh, I'm not saying that, I mean, that would have saved those precious lives, but gosh, it would have probably helped alleviate some of that water pressure. Gene says it's raining very hard. 90 at Montgomery. Ashley Weber, 10 minutes from Castroville, raining hard, lots of lightning. Boom booms. Excuse me. Choke Canyon catch any flood? I don't know, Michael. I don't know about Choke Canyon right now. Hey, Valerie. Creepy reddish in Hondo. Yeah, just that thunderstorm, especially if you're looking east, because it's happening right at sunset, and you're getting some good color. So it's not anything unusual, because typically in a thunderstorm situation, if you see the skies turning a little bit more green, that's hail. That's when you're getting really heavy hailstorm and it's focused and concentrated in one spot. It'll give that thunderhead a kind of a greenish tint. Bernie starting to show up, Mimi, or slowing up a little bit. Yeah, you're getting that rain, but certainly not as heavy as it is right now over Castroville. A little sleepy, Bree. I'm not having I gotta get my coffee. Did I make you yawn? That's what I always like, is when it's so contagious. That's one of my first questions for God when I get to heaven. Why are yawns contagious? There's theories on that. And most of what I heard finally landed on, I was listening to a podcast about it, and what they finally landed on was almost, it's like a jealousy thing. It's like your body thinks it's losing out. It's like your body's having FOMO on oxygen or something. Yeah? And it yawns because it sees someone else yawn. And so that's one theory. We don't know for sure. The other question for God when I'm in heaven, what is deja vu? Because there's theories on that too. And it's like, the one that I remember from either psychology or philosophy class in college was that it's when your brain just has a malfunction. Every time you look at something, hear something, your brain is at work trying to, remember the last time you heard that or saw that. And it sends back a message that you did see it before. And you're like, hey, I think I saw this before. And you're like, but I've never been here or something, and it's like deja vu. But that's, again, just a theory. New Braunfels? No, you're not going to get any rain in New Braunfels. Pretty soon, Roland, Rachel. It's looking, depending on where you are. I don't know where you're talking about, but what you're looking at cycling down. I would give all of it about another 30 minutes, 40 minutes. The biggest news, if you're just kind of tuning in, is that the flood watch has been extended to 2 a.m. It was set to expire at 9, but now it's been pushed to 2 a.m. It does not include San Antonio, surprisingly, with the heavy rain. We're only expecting this one side of the county, but unfortunately, this is moving north towards the Texas Hill Country. I hope it stops at Medina. The good news is it's trending down, it's cycling down, it's not building. And so as it decreases in intensity, I'm praying that right now that this rain would be over before impacting Kerrville. Amen. That, Lord, you would end this rain before it hits the hill country. It's just been too much up there. I'm seeing lightning now at my house. Any hail near Marbach? Danny, let's take a look. So the hail tracker showed us some pretty decent hail in northern Atascosa County from earlier. You'll see that here as it loops. There'll be like a little flash of blue. Let's get the last 2 hours. See that? Watch the little flash of blue south of Somerset right there. So that could have been a golf ball or two that fought its way through and made it to the surface, but most of that was pea-size hail in Atascosa, northern Atascosa County near the Bexar County line. Andy, why does it randomly rain every time I decide to wash my truck? Right, Andy? We're watching. That's why, yeah. And the next time you wash, just please, let me know. I'll up the rain chances. If we're only at 30, we're going to 50. If we're only at 40, we're going to 70 because Andy washed his truck. Right? Warming trend is on the way too, guys. After we start drying out, it appears that we're going to see the upper level ridge begin to build. And if you've lived here for a few years, it doesn't take long to know that the upper level ridge, what I like to call the high pressure cooker aloft, shuts down rain, brings us heat, and can sometimes park over our area for a couple of weeks, and we don't see a drop of rain, sometimes 3 to 4 weeks. Well, that's what we're heading into. Not that we're going to go that long without rain, but we're probably going to definitely go into a pattern of more dry days than wet days, that's for sure, and we could use that. Pouring since about 8:30 in Lacoste. Lots of lightning. Any kind of flooding, Kimberly, that you could safely see? Lake Hills. Hey, Patty, it's going to rain. I just don't think it's going to be as heavy as what we're seeing because as this storm drifts to the north very slowly, it's cycling down and weakening. Yes, sunny, dry tomorrow, Denise. Wednesday, probably about 95, 96. So it's going to be a warm, humid day. A little breezy in the afternoon and evening, but we will be rain-free Wednesday, Thursday. I think we could see a shower on Friday. It's most likely east of us, but we've got this tropical system in the northern Gulf that by Friday could send a little moisture our way. It's not going to be a ton. Jeffrey's not washing. He's not mowing for another month. Okay, wow, it's going to be some long grass. Deja vu, a glitch in the system, a la Matrix, right? So that was the theory that I'd heard too. Angela, do you know how full Medina Lake is now? So we looked at it, 5.1% full was the impact of the July 4th rains. So it doubled, more than doubled what it was before. It was hovering around 2%. It even slipped down to like 1.9% full. Now it's up to 5.1% full. Canyon Lake, 43% full before July 4th, jumped to 64% full. So huge jump for Canyon, huge jump for Medina. Grace, weather's been so unpredictable. You're telling me? You're telling me. Brian, there's a little bit of standing water over at HEB that I'm at. Which one is that, Brian? Right? Oh, nice, Julian. You're very welcome, Denise. Hope you're doing well. HEB probably going to be Petranco, I'm going to guess. David broke a mirror the other day. That's 7 years bad luck. My lawyer thinks he can get me 5. Nice. You got a good attorney. That's awesome. So, Petranco 211 Medina. Hey, Grace. No, we're not expecting anything overnight. Nathan, shout out Aunt Linda. Absolutely. Aunt Linda in Lavernia. Linda in Lavernia. Lavernia Linda. Good to see you, Aunt Linda. Here's to you. I sometimes have coffee, but I'll toast you with some quality Ozark water. Here's to Laverne Yolinda. Thanks for watching. Monica, such a relaxing voice. What about Can for the weekend? Looking good. It really is. And by the weekend, we should get those CFS rates down to a more, comfortable run, and we can open some of the roads. Our own Roma Villavicencio stuck on the other side of the Frio. They can't leave. They were up there for a family reunion, and the road to get out of there is washed over and closed. So they've been stuck up there. I want to say she was supposed to come back Sunday. If you follow Roma Villavicencio on, I think it's Instagram, she's been posting what's been going on up there. God bless you too, Grace. Thank you so much. Lightning thunder by St. Mary's University, but no rain. Yeah, see? Yeah, just some lightning, and you're probably not going to get much at all, to be honest with you. You might not get a drop as I'm looking at the trend. What about Shirley? Watching from La Mesa out in West Texas. Hi, Hilda. That's awesome. Hey, Sean. Is that near like Alpine, or I've never heard of La Mesa? Von Army. Gonna be a brief shower. I mean, it's really not gonna be much, and it's gonna be now, and then it's gone. Yeah, you're not gonna see just that little bit of light rain, and that's about it. And like I said, moving forward, we're gonna be drying out. 57 to Eagle Pass. You're welcome, Monica. Good to see you. Frio will be beautiful in a few weeks. It really will, Sandy. Praise God. So yeah, between Hondo and Divine, but really kind of on its way to Medina Lake, some pretty good rain. We're going to leave this radar up for you right now. Before I do that, though, I'm going to go to our 14-day forecast and just show you the new trend, which is drying out and warming up. So we'll have a chance, like I said, on Friday, that could go up depending on what this system does in the next 48 hours and just kind of watching the northern Gulf. Right now, just 20% of a stray shower, mainly for our eastern communities. Then into the weekend, upper 90s are waiting for us, and then we stay there. We dip a little on the 23rd and 24th with an isolated shower possible, but then we're right back up to the upper 90s by the final weekend of July. That's going to push the heat index up over 100 for sure, 104, maybe as high as 105. So please remember Project Cool. This is when we're going to need you to donate fans more than ever. Because as the heat of summer arrives, late July, early August, right through the first week to 2 weeks of August is typically the hottest time of summer for us. And that's when the demand on these fans is going to increase. So if we can get out ahead of it, this is the time. Just buy a brand new box fan and bring it to any San Antonio fire station. And that's really all you've got to do. $25 can save a life. It's a wonderful opportunity. So thank you for that if you can help us out. All right, back to radar. More government seating. Hi, Nathan. Love you, sweetheart. Hi, Bill. How about in Converse? Aileen, Converse will stay dry. Yeah, Eastern Bexar County, not a drop. And moving forward, not much at all. Just those isolated showers. So yeah, this is good, healthy, soaking rains now. Nothing severe, and it's moving, so we're not too concerned with flooding. You could see some problem spots. We mentioned the HEB. Blessings to you too, Deanna. Thank you very much. No rain in the morning, EJ. This is going to be it. Thank you, Maria. God bless you too. Got some good rain in Cotulla. What's up, Hanak? Good to see you. Hi, Ann. Timberwood Park, no, Kathy, it'll stay west of you for sure. Brian Witt, take this weather over the winter weather I had to deal with in Montana. Oh, I bet. Oh, Montana's like real winter. Wow. Stopped at 1604 Shanefield. Appreciate it, Al. What about you, Valdy? Well, going to stay dry. This will stay to your east for sure. Yeah, prayers for Kerrville, Aileen. Absolutely, 100%. This rain could reach Kerrville. Our church was heading up there. Our church staff was going to have a work day up there today, but they had to cancel it. The area they were going to help out in near Ingram and Hunt roads were closed, and they had the early morning rains were really heavy up there, so they had to close those areas. Hey, Connie, just got a downpour, Bandera 1604. Absolutely. Yeah, it's happening again for Helotes. You'll get part of that second wave now, and that'll end pretty soon. All right, we'll leave this up for you right here on our Facebook page. I appreciate y'all watching, and God bless you. I love y'all, and we'll see you on Ken's 5 News at 10.